So welcome in. My name is Michelle and I am super glad you're here. I have been working online now for a couple of years and I have been working through having some, mostly, sometimes weekly emails, and I've attempted a couple of vlogs, and I've done a lot of filming of classes online. So here's where I'm at. I am super thrilled that you are here. You will be getting these hopefully weekly. I have the most wonderful idea in my head. It's the most wonderful idea. Not quite sure why I didn't think about this earlier, but here's the thing. I am probably way better at actually videoing and getting in and getting it loaded. And then hopefully what will happen is I will just send you the email. That's the goal. So welcome to Michelle's Musings number 1. And we'll see how these go. Thank you for listening up to this point. Okay, so you're gonna notice I am in crazy, like I have done my workout today. I have been doing everything in my house, and basically this is how I want it to roll, because I don't necessarily get all spruced up and all that jazz. Anyways, so you might as well just see me as I am. So welcome in and thank you for staying even longer. So Michelle's Musings number 1 is gonna focus on a topic that I picked up on this past week in my Instagram, which is the 100, the exercise, the 100. So we're gonna focus on that as the exercise for the week, but then also I want to give my one little tidbit of where my brain has been going. I don't know why this is a conversation in my head, but here's the thing. I don't know why this popped up in my head, but I'm driving along and I'm thinking about the workout that I did. And I'm thinking, why do we call it a workout? I don't know why that's never dawned on me. When someone goes and does yoga, you say, I went and did yoga. When somebody goes and does Pilates, you say, I did Pilates. Well, most people do, or some people, I don't know. I don't want to speak for everybody. But when somebody goes in and quote unquote gets maybe a strength training session in, or a mobility session in, or maybe their workout when they went in was a swim. Maybe they did the HIIT class, or maybe they did Zumba. And maybe that's what they say. Maybe they say, hey, I did Zumba today. I'm not quite sure. But here's the thing. In our heads, we think, I need to work out today. And what does that translate to? And I think some of the reasons, I could be wrong, but I've been in the business for a really long time, so I'm gonna roll on my experience here. I'm gonna say that some of the reasons why people don't necessarily end up finding the results they're looking for, or quite possibly maybe they were given the results when they first started, because guess what, they started something new. But once they've kind of been in the role of doing and trying and experiencing, they're no longer necessarily seeing the results that they expected to see. So maybe that comes down to planning, and maybe it comes down to the fact that a workout is not necessarily only a workout, as in maybe it's not meant to just be quote unquote your workout. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get it why we call it a workout. An exercise session. What I'm trying to say, hopefully in some sense of the words, where what I'm recognizing over the years is that people go into exercise sessions kind of swinging a bat. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss. The goal of your workouts, now if your goal of your workouts is a mental break, if it's I need the endorphins, the release, the community of the people that I'm with, that is so huge. And it's way more than you realize, even if it's online. The sleep that you get afterwards, which is, I have to tell you, is pretty darn crazy, amazing. You're so much more focused on eating better. You tend to drink more water. People who work out early in the morning, people who are early morning exercisers, they tend to be more efficient through their day. They're more consistent with their exercise programming, and they actually see more results. So, is it because, is the programming then in the morning, if you're an early morninger, are you someone who very specifically focuses on, I do a cycle work class, so a cardio session twice a week, and then I lift weights 3 times a week? Are they someone that maybe hits different classes throughout the week, and so therefore they do strength classes as well as cardio? Quite possibly they get some mobility and some mental breaks in there with a yoga or a stretch type session. I'm not quite exactly sure if that's the reasoning, or is it just because they're consistent with their actual movement, which quite possibly could be. So here's where I think I hear a lot of people over the years that come to me and say, I just don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what to do. Or they walk into the gym and they think, oh my word, I have no idea what to do with any of this stuff, right? It looks, I've heard it looks like a torture chamber, whether that be a Pilates studio or a regular gym, or even something that looks similar to, say, a CrossFit box. It's a bit daunting for someone who's brand new to the system. So if you're in a rhythm and you're getting a consistent exercise bout in through your week, check the box. Fantastic, good job. If you're looking for something very, very specific, as in you want to make sure that you're gaining the strength, that your muscle mass is hanging on, right? That your mobility is in check, so you can do things like golf better or go on that run on the weekend without having hip pain or knee pain. Maybe it's a hike. Maybe even if it's gardening, I'm doing something where there's a lot of back kind of situations where, especially gardening, right? You're over, and people tend to get up and they kind of stretch their back around because they're not used to that. So again, what we're looking for then is actual programming. And here's the thing. Programming for one person can be very different than the next person that pops up, but it also can be extraordinarily similar. There's a lot of factors that come into play when we're programming for people. Not to say that they're all exactly different, but how well you slept the night before, how much water you took in over the last 72 hours. What did your meals look like over the last 72 hours? Were you on vacation? Did you have a stressful night last night with your family? Maybe it's a family situation that's gone longer than just one night. Maybe there's issues at work. All of these factors play into how well that training session is going to play out that day. So giving ourselves the opportunity to kind of work through those things, that's important. Okay. So again, I guess I go back to the same thing. What do we mean but when we say we work out? For some folks, it's I just have to get the calorie burn for the day, and we're still in the mindset of I need the calorie burn for the day so that I can go on and do these things. I need to be able to do this much so that I can eat this much. And for the love of all things, please, 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 there's so much more that you benefit from in a movement session than just a calorie in, calorie out kind of idea. It can be that, absolutely, especially if you're on a weight loss journey. There's a lot to what we're considering as far as calories in and calories out and all those other factors. And it really honestly could be that you just need your quote unquote workout, your session, so that you get through the rest of your day without biting somebody's head off, because let's just be real. The coolest thing about moving, one of the coolest things I think, is your body has these freaking fantastic hormones, these endorphins that are released when you move, and they make you happier. It's a kind of a rare day that I see somebody walking out of a workout unhappy. Typically, if they're unhappy walking out of a workout, it's because mentally they were not even checked into the workout, which probably means their body did not get the full effect of that workout because mentally they were blocked. So I know that's a lot. I have no idea. It's the first one out the chute, so we'll see how this goes. But I'm going to be really hard on myself, and I'm going to actually not edit. And I'm going to let this one just play out on YouTube, and it's going to be in your email, and you're going to be able to look at it, and you're going to be able to tell me if I'm rambling, which I am. We'll see how this goes. The exercise of the Michelle's Musings number 1 is the 100. Now, when I say Michelle's Musings number 1, this is not my first email. Oh no, not my first blog. Oh no. Been doing this a while, so I have quite a few under my belt, but this is the first video one to be created around this concept of a topic and an exercise, and we're just going to see how this goes. So, creating a new title for it, Michelle's Musings, and it's number 1. So when I get to 34, am I going to remember I'm on 34? I have no idea. We'll find out. Okay, so the 100 is this really cool exercise at the very beginning of the mat workout in the classical ordering of Pilates. If that makes no sense to you whatsoever, absolutely do not even worry about it. It's really, in the long run, not that big of a deal. Well, it is, but anyways, it doesn't matter. I digress, and I'm not editing, so we're gonna move on. The 100 is this really cool exercise that requires the breath to go in and out of the body with 5 inhales and 5 exhales. You do that 10 times, thus 100. It's 100 pumps. I see a lot of times people flapping their arms around, looking like they're gonna fly away. That is not the job of the 100. It's not to fly away. As your arms are pumping up and down, you're inhaling and exhaling and driving air, pulling air in and driving air out. I'm looking for a connection through the powerhouse, which cross your shoulders, down your sides, and across your hips. 3D box, both front, back, top, bottom, sides. And it's an opportunity for you mentally to just turn off the day, because you just absolutely cannot do this with your mind wandering away. You will lose focus, and you will become the flapping arm and the flapping head. You have to stay controlled in the movement. When Mr. Pilates, Joe Pilates, was around, he did not call his movement practice Pilates. He called it contrology, the art and science of control. So in that regard, I'm going to give you some tips. First, I'm going to show a little bit of it, and then I'm going to give you some tips into it. Okay. So in the 100, in my full realm, I would do a chin tilt head lift, and I'd reach my legs out as low as I'm able to go here. Hands will go out, and I'll start pumping. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I would do that 10 times through, okay? So you can see how absolutely fantastic that is to focus in, get the heart rate moving, get the blood moving, get the focus on, get the strength going, and really warm that body up to do some more movement, okay? However, can we go straight into that? Sometimes no. There's a lot of things we can do ahead of it before we go right into it. But 2, if you're new to the 100, let's walk into it. So 1, you could do it straight away, just with your hands, your feet down, knees down, and then you can do a little chin tilt head lift. You can even bring a hand up and support the head. Then, once you're locked and loaded on the floor, grounded on the feet, knees, heel to knee to hip, all in a line. And in this position, I'm going to imprint that spine down onto the floor, reach my hand out, and I'm going to inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm going to pause, switch hands. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and pause, and switch hands. I could go that route. There's a lot of stuff going on here. I'm looking for that connection of the spine. I'm looking for my knees to be pointed to the ceiling. My feet are grounded onto the floor. My shoulders are off my ears. And I'm trying to take that abdominal wall And when I inhale, I spread my ribs out to the side, not up. And when I exhale, I come from a deep below through the pelvic floor and out. So let's say I get that one. I could do the same thing going to a tabletop. I could do the same thing with legs up high. And again, I can alternate my hands. Or I can do the whole series. Again, leg bent, leg up, leg low, hands long, hands in. And you can move the legs around while you're doing the 100. But let's give yourself a connection. Since we're on the mat and not on a reformer, we need to add some tension from somewhere. So I've got a really long band here, and I'm going to show you I've got two different bands to work with. I've got a really long band. This one's really slick. So I'm actually going to wrap him around my feet here real quick, just to give him something to hold on to up there. Then I'm going to bring my band down to the side. Now I have something to pull on, right? And I've got tension that I'm pressing against. The band is going to try to pop up. So you're going to resist the movement up and down. Remember, control. You can do this from legs up high. You can do this from bent knees. That one's a little bit sketchier, right? Because now I'm going to move my feet. So I want to keep those feet from moving. A lot more going on there. Legs low, and now it's more pulling from that anchor point of the feet wide or long, okay? That's a relatively light band, but very long. This one's a very short band, but very stiff. So my hands are going to be up higher. Is it wrong? No, it's just different, right? But there's a lot more tension. There's a lot more tension in this band than in this one. So I'm more thoughtful that when I'm on this band, that I have to be really considering the release of the band. I want to resist the resistance both in and out. And then when I inhale, exhale, I want to inhale through my nose, exhale out of the mouth like I'm blowing through a straw. Constantly looking for the ribs to pull inward, like I've just put on the tightest rubber band whatsoever, all the way around the center of my abdominal wall, okay? Shoulders stay off the ears. We keep tension out of our neck. And then you play into it. We'll do one, and then you can go from there. You can always come back and play this just again. Okay, so my little battery on the back side of my phone, I can see already that my battery is telling me that my battery is about to die. We're gonna do 100, and I'm gonna press end, and again, I'm not gonna edit this. I'm gonna try really hard not to edit it, and we're just gonna pop this bad boy up and send it on out. So, if you get it and you're wondering, oh my word, what has happened to Michelle? I promise, some days I'll come in looking mucho nicer. Or more put together, I should say. Okay, so from the floor, feet down, hands down. Shoulders kind of rest into the floor. To get up, we take a chin tilt and a head lift. When I do that, it keeps the tension out of my neck. When I chin tilt and drop the head down, it's like nodding at the bottom of a yes, and my head has not lifted off the floor. Chin tilt, head lift, and then the abdominal wall is now helping to hold my head rather than my neck, okay? Hands are out. I'm gonna go a little bit more tabletop and legs out just to give us a little option. Hands go out. We're gonna start our pumps. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Reach the legs long. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, bring them back in. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Reach them back long. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Bring them back in. Slow it down. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Long legs. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Short legs. Quicker. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. 2, 3. Long legs. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Keep them there. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. Last set right here. Here we go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. Bring it all the way home. Nice job. And roll it on up. So that lovely little exercise, you do that exercise even daily, and I promise you, you're going to start to see and feel a fantastic difference in mental, in core strength, in connection to your back, starting to release some tension in the back, because then your abdominal wall becomes strong enough to support the back. So, fantastic, and welcome to Michelle's Musings #1. Thanks for listening, watching, sharing. That would be fantastic too. Okay, have a good one.